Hey everyone, Dr. Zeo here again, and today we're here to talk about Power Rangers Dino Fury Season 2, Episode 4, Tiny Trouble. And whoo boy, stuff happened. Some stuff happened. I feel like a lot more stuff is going to happen next episode, but let's just jump right into it. So as always, going to start off with our summary, likes, dislikes, conclusion, and then no question of the week this week, just because I feel like next week is gonna be, or next episode is gonna be the one where I'm gonna have a lot of questions. Um, but yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into it and talk about what happened in this episode. The summary this time around is relatively simple, actually. The episode starts off with Oculo, the monster from last episode, and he's searching for what he says is the final sporks in Pine Ridge. So he's searching for that in the woods, actually right outside of Dino Hinge. Once he finds the sporks, he sees the Rangers training. So he kind of peeps in on them. He sees that they're over here doing their training exercise, which was pretty dope. It's them. They're over here doing some like balloon thing where they have a balloon on one arm and they're using their swords in the other, and then they're trying to pop the balloon on the other person. And of course, because they have to get the shipping in, our last two contestants are Ollie and Amelia, and then Ollie ends up winning. So this is really an Ollie and Ion focused episode because my man Ion was sitting this one out so that he could eat sweets. I guess he's never really had donuts and sweet things like that before, but yeah, he has like a whole picnic full of donuts because he borrowed some money from Ollie for a super secret operation. It does bring up a really good question though, not a question of the week, but a question nonetheless. He borrowed money from from Ollie. Did he borrow that because he needed more money than he's used to having at that moment? Because I assume all that stuff was expensive, or is that implying that Zato and Ion, if not just Ion, are borrowing money from the other Rangers so they can make purchases and whatnot? Because these two still don't have any jobs. That's very important. These men do not have any jobs right now. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So after they're done training, they're over here talking to Ion, and we get the cutest little thing. It's called the Pack-A-Zord, a little baby little Zord that pops up behind them. And apparently, Pack-A-Zord and Ion used to be super tight 65 million years ago. So Ion, they're trying to figure out, okay, why is it so small? But Ion decides to take out I think it's called the giant key. He does like a little infomercial introduction of it, and Zato was like, yeah, he's been watching the infomercial channel a lot. I thought that was funny. But he takes out the key, throws it into his Mosa blaster or whatever his gun's called, to enlarge in it, and the things are topping around because it doesn't want to be bothered like that. So Ollie ends up catching the Zord, and they teleport back into the base. Solon scans it to figure out why is it so small? How can we enlarge it again? And then again, it doesn't like the scanner, so it's kind of hopping around the base. Ion catches it. So Ollie ends up giving Ion a leash to put on the Pacazord, and then Ion goes outside, and in typical Ion fashion, ends up losing the Pacazord because he unleashed the Zord and wanted to play fetch with it. As soon as this happens, the Rangers hit him up on his communicator and tell him, "Hey, the scanner's done part of its thing," and it turns out that inside the Pacazord is a little is the what is it the Paca Smash Dino key, and that Dino key allows them to unlock the Smash Battle armor, and it looks pretty cool. I actually like that armor, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So back at Area 62, well, the Rangers go to search for the Pacazord, but back at Area 62, Void Knight is lamenting on the fact that, hey, this like my machine's still not active. I'm so close to getting my goal of reviving Santora, which the other villains still don't know, what's behind door number one. But yeah, he tells them, "Hey, I need Sporix Beast." Well, Oculo is like, "That was the last one," and and Void Knight's like, "Well, I mean, you're a Sporix, aren't you?" And he's like, "Whoa there, my business. Yes, I am. We're not going to go that route because the Rangers have a little bitty Pacazord, and if we can abduct it, then we can go and trade in the Pacazord for the rest of their sporks." Void Knight's the one who comes up with the last half of that plan. But anyway, Void Knight sends Wreckmate and Oculo to go steal the Pacazord, which they successfully do. Actually, they catch the Pacazord while it's running around in the forest. Ion sees them, calls for backup, and then a battle ensues in which the Pacazord escapes. So they split up. Now it's Ion and Ollie who go to search for the Pack-A-Zord out in the forest, while the rest of the Rangers deal with the Wreckmate and Oculo, like first in the first in the forest, and they teleport out of the forest elsewhere. But essentially, during their search, Ollie ends up using two Dino keys. He ends up using the Vision, the Sonic Dino key to kind of listen in for Packa. They find it at a cliff face, and Packa's over here, trying to get into the cliff for whatever reason. So Ollie ends up taking out the Vision Dino key, which we saw, in the Matchmaker last season, and they end up saying that Zord is actually a baby. I think Solon's the one who actually hits them up on the communicator to tell them, hey, one more thing, that Zord is actually not your Pack-A-Zord, it's the Pack-A-Zord's offspring. So within that mountain is the actual Pack-A-Zord from 65 million years ago. So Zords can reproduce now, which is interesting. I remember there was the the Soulbird from Wild Forest. I think that's the last baby Zord we had, actually. Yeah, I think so. But anyway, it's nice to see that a Zord can reproduce again. I mean, they're making use of the animal thing. I can't complain about that. But anyway, they end up using the giant key to enlarge a rock. So Ollie throws a rock, and then Ion makes the rock big. They destroy the side of the cliff face and get the Pacazord and the Pack-A-Smash-Zord, the bigger one, and the little baby Pack-A-Smash-Zord out of there. And then Ion gives the that Dino key over to Ollie because he's earned it in this episode. Then they cue back to the other Rangers. They're getting their asses whooped. Ion and Ollie teleport over. Ion goes to deal with Oculo in the Mosa Razor-Zord, while Ollie stays on the ground, uses the Smash Battle Armor to take care of Wreckmate. Does not end up destroying Wreckmate because he ends up getting away. And then they call the other five Zords, combine into their 5-Zord combination, which I can't remember the name right now. And then from there, they go ahead and use that to combine with the Pack-A-Smash-Zord into the Dino Fury Megazord Smash formation, which I liked it. The Zord fight, I didn't really care for. It's what happens after the Zord fight I think is pretty notable. So afterwards, the Rangers, Void Knight gets the powered up Sporks and teleports back to the base. Meanwhile, the Rangers are lamenting at the fact that, we won, but we weren't able to get the Sporks. So now Void Knight has yet another Sporks ahead of us. And then Void Knight ends up putting the Sporks Beast into the machine, and it has all the power it needs at this point. So he pulls the lever, goes back into Santora's room. Everything starts, lights start flashing and everything, and then she starts writhing in her little, tube thing, and then she opens her eyes in a really freaky manner. Like, it looks creepy. And then that's it. That's the end of the episode. So, yeah, it was good. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Let's go ahead and just jump right into my likes. So first like of the day is the Rangers training scene. I always appreciate a training montage, or at least a look into the Rangers training and honing their skills. So this was nice, especially with the Dino Henge in the background and them using their swords. The balloon stuff was also unique. We haven't seen something like that in Rangers training, so that's nice. I look forward to seeing more scenes of them training in the future. Later on, I also like the fact that they mentioned that Ollie gives Ion money for this secret operation. And again, as I mentioned before, I assume that might be how Ollie and Ion and Zato have been getting their money through their friends. We really have to not have Ollie and Ion together in focus episodes, because I'm terrible with these names. Just terrible. Absolutely terrible. But yeah, additionally, I did like Ion's little Zatoism, where he called donuts Don-Oots. Like, that was cute. It was cute and it was funny. Otherwise, the Pack-A-Smash-Zord itself was so adorable. Just teeny tiny, adorable little thing, and I would 100% buy a version of it through Hasbro's, fundraising campaign. Let me know. Y'all got a blank check from me if y'all want to sell me a full-size mini baby pack of Smash Sword. I'm right there with y'all. There was also a scene, at Dino Henge when they're trying to catch the pack of Smash Sword, when Ion misses the Zord and enlargens what is it, a can of whipped cream, and the pack of Smash Sword jumps on top of the whipped cream and sprays in Zato's face. And then once they catch the pack of Smash Sword, Zato's the one who teleports them back to the base, and the look on his face, it's so funny, and like his delivery is just so like he's over this. He's not having fun anymore. He just wants to go wash off and everything, and I love that. It was absolutely funny. But aside from that, the cinematography in this episode was good too. I like the little different angles we're having there in Dino Henge. I also like the different locations that they were filming in. Like when Ollie and Ion were searching for the pack of Smash Sword in the forest. I don't think we've seen that area yet in Dino Fury. I don't know if we've seen it in a past season, but we definitely haven't seen it yet in Dino Fury. And it looked good. Like when they were running toward the camera, running through some water or some little creek or whatever, it looked nice. And I'm thankful for the fact that they're still giving us new locations, or trying to spice things up. 10 years into, 10 years into since the end of the Disney season. And my last thing I want to say, or my last like of the day, was this was a very resourceful use of the Dino keys. From the giant Dino key to the Vision Dino key and this Sonic Dino key, it was good. Like, it didn't feel like I was watching a toy commercial. It didn't feel like I was watching a toy commercial like I would if they're using reused soldier footage. It felt like that the Dino keys were an actual resourceful part of the Rangers' arsenal. And I enjoyed that. Like, I hope that they do this more often. And I'm honestly starting to think that Power Rangers might be better when it's not, when it's not held back. Well, not held back, but when it's not using so much Sentai footage. Like, they're able to do more original ideas. I'm starting to think that it's better because of that. It definitely helps stand out, but I don't know about the fights. The fights for the last 10 years since RPM's end just haven't really hit me as hard. Megaforce and Super Megaforce had good fights, but again, that was all Japanese footage. The American original fights just haven't really hit me as hard since the end of RPM. But I mean, that's something that can be solved, hopefully. Otherwise, the original moments here in this season have been great. It makes me more hopeful for the potential future where we might get rid of the Sentai aspect altogether and do our own original thing. But we'll see what happens. Otherwise, conclusion wise, a good episode that progressed the story of the season. I can't wait to see what happens in the next episode with Santura. Finally get some backstory on her, see what her whole deal is about, and see how Santura and Void Knight interact with each other. And yeah, it's nice having an Ollie and Ion focus episode because we haven't had those two interacting haven't had those two interacting together so far. But yeah, 2 thumbs up. As I already said, no questions of the week this time around. So that's really it for this week, or for this episode. But anyway, let me know what y'all thought about the episode in the comment section below. Otherwise, please like, comment, subscribe. It does help me. And thank you again for watching. Mask up, stay safe outside, get your booster shot, and otherwise I hope you all have a good week and stay safe. Peace.